I mean, according to this person who is a Orientalist, not a Muslim, who did unbiased study of these things are not the way. In her book, she's saying Allah is not this way, like the way that people describe it. Really, Allah is very merciful. Really, if we establish this relation, I'm asking all the Christians out there and whoever's watching, really establish the relationship with your Creator, the way Jesus did, the way He prayed, and really come to Islam. We invite you. All the community here on YouTube, people are really putting their time in to spread the right knowledge of Islam, and we invite you to look at the Quran, to look with an open mind Islamic history of how, can you imagine just when the Quran came, how beautiful it was. At the beginning when the Bible came, people were not allowed science, people were not allowed to do anything. The church kept everything out. You're burned to the stake. When the Quran came, science was encouraged. Science, look how the Islamic word flourished within such a small time of the revelation of the Quran. Look how long it took Christendom to establish supposedly what we have today. Really, at some points where women were debated in Europe whether they have souls. In Islam, they were voting, they had their own property. Okay, so please do not attack women's rights. Allah, I feel so frustrated and upset when I hear these things because they're so ignorant. They're so ignorant. 50 years ago, women got supposedly some rights in this country, and now they're looking back at Islam and trying to put down Islam because they say they don't have rights. SubhanAllah. It's very unfair. At a time where Cordoba in Spain was flourishing, okay, Europe was in the sickness of the plagues. So, why? Because science supposedly was not allowed. Medicine, everything, people were not even cleaning themselves. It was crazy. Like sometimes they would not take showers for days and days, and sometimes years. Some of the people in the high ranks, okay, they used to put that white powder on their face, and so really, Islam pushed. People say, why do you guys wash? Because Islam pushed for hygiene. It really, contained disease. It was, medical procedure in Iraq, the hospitals in Iraq, the hospitals in Spain, and just the Muslim contribution. It's amazing. Go to Google video and type what the ancients did for us, and you'll find some of the Islamic contributions to the world. So Islam came, the Quran came, and then right away, boom, this flourish, the spread of the empire. All the way up to China. You pass, there's no boundaries. There's nothing you could get a check from Medina and cash it in China. Check at that time. Can you imagine? Just the way the beautiful science and everything flourished, and how they took some things and even worked upon it, improved. And look at Christianity. I'm just, trying to give a comparison that, okay, the Bible came supposedly, but then how long it took for it to flourish, and for people had so much problem between the church and the astronomers like Galileo and other Copernicus, and how these people would work, and they're hidden, they're hiding, and you say, some people say, well, they didn't understand Christianity, but these were the earliest followers, supposedly, closer to the revelations. Well, they're supposed to understand this, Christianity the better. That's what happened in Islam. The earliest followers, the best, they understood because some of them worked with the Prophet. Some of them were the ones who actually, were there, and they studied and they learned from the earliest people who walked with Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. They're the best of people. And as time passed, unfortunately, because our lack and our really shame on us that sometimes we fell short of the teachings of these people, the contributions they brought. But what about, I don't understand about Christianity, like how come they didn't at the beginning? It was such a dark age. So really, people like these who are really objective, and they look at things from a fair point of view. I really like to congratulate this Dr. Hunk. I pray for her that inshallah Allah will guide her. But look at her fairness, and look at the fairness of other people who have really studied Islam, and then really looked at the fairness of Islam. So we really have to if you want to look into this deep with deep understanding, with an open heart, an open mind, and see if you really want to understand Islam, submission to the will of God. We're here, to help, to answer any questions, but please be, be scholarly. Please don't always, oh, Muhammad did this, and then look if he actually did that. Look what was look what happened at the time. Get proof. Don't just just here and there. You read some books and some sites and you think you know it all. No, really, if you really want to find truth, Allah, if you really have it in your heart to find truth, you'll find it, okay, and you'll find the answers. And you find that, I would say that, if everyone was totally unanimous that Muhammad was bad and the Islam is bad, but it's not. There's people like this and so many other people who who are not Muslims and say, no, this is garbage, these attacks, that these people, they have a problem, okay? And it all started with the invasion of the invasion of the missionaries and colonialism and all these things. You know what I mean? So really, alhamdulillah, praise be to God that some people did stood up, even non-Muslims who are scholars, and they defended Islam. They said, no, this is not right. You guys what are doing? You guys are wrong. And this is what Allah uses people, even because they're so credible, right? Because if a Muslim say, oh, he's just a Muslim, is biased. But where did you ever find a Muslim saying that, oh, you know what, I think Christianity is very nice and right, and it's that Muslims respect Christianity, but they say, it's totally the doctrine, and this, that. I guess the book has truth in it, and this and that, but the doctrine is not. It's a big no-no, right? But you find that, look, Orientalists and non-Muslims, sometimes Christians say, wow, Islam, man, really, it makes a lot of sense in many, aspects. So, again, I ask, first of all, women's rights, women's status according to the Bible and Christianity, and how come they're not, dealt with today? How come they're not respected? Stop attacking our Muslim women. Stop attacking Islam. If you don't know what Islam is, if you don't know your own Bible, if you don't know what your own